So this is my response to a video that I saw recently on YouTube titled My Life Rant. And after watching it maybe 2 or 3 times over, a lot of the things that are said in the video really resonate with me. The first one being how it's always the kindest and most loving people that are taken advantage of. And a lot of the time when you go out of your way for someone, you cross an ocean for someone, they wouldn't even step over a puddle for you. When you are there for someone who you think is your friend, and then when you need them, when you're going through a hard time, they're not there. And this was something that I really struggled with a couple of years ago, especially when I was at university, and I was really trying to be a socialite and really trying to, provide value to other people. I was really trying to invest in my relationships. And yet when I was going through a dark time, I'm not going to say none, there were very few people that were actually there for me. And so I was initially hopelessly optimistic about other people, and I thought everything was rainbows and sunshine and fairy tales. And this was kind of shattered when I went to uni, and I realized that most people are just out for themselves. And I say most because there were people who were there for me. We need to stop seeing the world in black and white. Of course, most people won't care about you. They've got their own lives going on. But there are a few that do. There are always going to be a few that do, and they are worth everything. I'm finally at a point in my life where I know who my real friends are. I've got a few of them, not that many, but if you can count on one hand how many true friends you have, I can count on two. Probably more than two, to be fair, but I already consider myself so lucky. We need to start normalizing acquaintance, colleague, someone that you just bumped into. How many times have I had a conversation with someone and I've used, I have a friend who did this or did that, and I think back and I'm like, they weren't actually my friend. They didn't really care about me. They were just an acquaintance. They were someone who I briefly spoke to or knew or had a conversation with, but they were not my friend. You can't hold other people to the same standard. I'm not saying I'm better than anyone. I'm not saying you should be thinking that you're better than anyone else, but you can't control what other people are like. You can only control who you are. So stop seeing the world in black and white, because it's not that nobody cares. It's just that most people don't care. And the most people that don't care aren't worth your time. They're not worth a dime. They're not worth anything. You need to just forget about them, because they're not important in your life. People who choose you are the ones who used to choose, the ones that actually make an effort, because friendship is a two-way street. And I've had so many times in my life where I've tried to be friends with someone and they've not basically reciprocated. They've not given back. And I used to keep chasing that person. Okay, if I just do more, if I'm just better, then they will be my friend. They will accept me. And I think that came from a place of deep insecurity, where I just wanted to be liked and valued for the longest time. And now I realize that that doesn't matter at all. The people who choose you are the ones who you should choose. The ones who supported you at the start when you were nothing are the ones who deserve your love. And then when you achieve success, and when I achieve success, which is going to happen very, very soon, I'm working on so many different things, and I'm not going to stop till I get there. And when I get there, I will remember who my true friends are. So you need to stop worrying about the people who don't care about you. And then relationships. So growing up, I was a little bit chubby. I didn't have much confidence talking to girls. And I went to an all-boys school, which probably didn't help. But I remember a number of times where I confessed my feelings to a girl that I liked and I was rejected. I was told, I see you more as a friend, or I just don't feel the same way. And that happened quite a few times when I was growing up, to the point where I started to believe that I probably wasn't that attractive back then, to be fair, because I had my glow up quite late, but that was hard, to the point where when I was in my late teens, early 20s, early 20s, I was thinking, all right, the only way I'm going to get a wife is if she sees through my exterior and I have a good personality. And then I had my glow up in sort of my mid to late 20s, like 26. And then things get easier. Because contrary to popular belief, if you are attractive, life is a little bit easier. It's still not easy. Life is meant to be hard. It's full of sort of suffering and pain, which you have to fight through to get what you want. But it's definitely a little bit easier if you are attractive. So I'm someone who's been on both ends of being unattractive and experiencing what life is like and how people treat you. And then when I had my glow up, when I lost weight, when my skin cleared up, when my bone structure and my features started popping out, everything's different. Everything changes for the better. Dating apps became quite easy. I'd sign up to a dating app and within like 2 weeks, I'd have like 50 plus likes. My match rate would be a lot higher. Like I would send out a couple likes and I'd get a match at least a day. Finding a loyal girlfriend, finding a loyal friend is still rare. It's still hard because not everyone has the same values as you. You can't hold everyone to the same standard of what you have for yourself because everyone's different. And so I remember I was on the dating app Hinge before I met my now girlfriend, and it was a year and a half of just dating and nearly being in a relationship and realizing that the person I was dating wasn't necessarily the wholesome person that I deserved or that I wanted. So I suppose it's a little bit different in the sense that I have been on both ends. I've been on the end where I really sort of struggle to get any female attention, and then where I tended to get a lot of female attention. But even then, the commonality that these two sides of my life share is that it's still hard to find someone who's worthwhile. It's still hard to find someone who is wholesome and who is loyal. And job opportunities, yeah. We're just sold this 9-to-5 lie basically by society, by the government, by the powers that be. And when I was younger, I wanted to be an actor, and my parents, my teachers, they all discouraged it so much. And back then I was easily influenced, and unfortunately I gave up on one of my dreams. I went off to uni and I said I'm going to get a proper job, and I did. I got a 9-to-5 physiotherapy job, which, you know, I'm doing part-time now, but I don't really find fulfilling at all. But I'm lucky because I have a second opportunity where I've been scouted by a modelling agency in my mid to late 20s, and I have an opportunity now to break into the fashion world. I just need to keep going to castings and break into one person to give me a chance, because I know I'm good enough already. I just need one person to give me a chance, and that's when things take off. I know modeling's just a stepping stone to bigger things, to building a business of my own. And life is hard. Trying to apply for jobs is totally true when people say that they want graduates who have 5 years of experience, and you're just like, in what world can a graduate have 5 years of experience or have 5 active references, 5 professional references? The trouble is that this world is geared towards the 1%, the top 1%. They run society and they keep everyone else under their heel, and that's what they do. And they broadcast in the education system how it's important to go to school to study a pointless subject that you're never going to actually use in real life. Go to uni and study that subject and come out and realize that even though you studied a history degree at uni, you're going to have to go and, you know, what can you do with a history degree? You're going to have to go and stack shelves at Amazon, because I know people who have studied history and have ended up stacking shelves in Amazon. Work for 45 years of your life, retire at 65, 70, and you have about 15 years to enjoy your pension or your savings. That is not a positive investment on time. That's not a good return on interest in terms of time. It should be the other way around. You should have 15 years of working and 45 years of enjoying your life, because life is so short. You have the power in your life to make the changes that you want to make. You can start a business. You can set aside money every month and then put together like a freedom fund of however much money you need to survive for a couple months without a job. And that's when you can venture and start your own business instead of continuing to work where you are. Like, if I stay where I am, if I work my 9-to-5 for the rest of my life, I'm never going to be able to afford a house. I'm never going to have freedom. I'm going to have my 20 days of annual leave per year, which is just a bit rubbish, to be honest with you, when I want to go and travel and see things. And ultimately, the message of this video is that, yeah, there are going to be people in your life that don't care about you. In fact, just recently I did a barbecue and I invited people round. Copy and pasted some of the messages, to be fair, because it saves time. Some people said they would come, and they did come. Some people said they would come and had to bail. Some people flat out said that they couldn't come, which is fair enough because you're letting me know in advance. But then you have a group of people who saw the message and just didn't respond. And I just thought, all right, well, firstly, I'm not going to bother sending a message next time or remember who you are. But secondly, it's just a little bit rude and a little bit petty. And I think that's the issue with social media nowadays, is that someone can message you and then you can just choose to not respond or respond like a week later. When in reality, in real life, if someone asks you something, you pretty much have to give them an answer straight away. And so that led me to realize there are 3 types of people in your life. There are the ones that actually care about you and will celebrate in your victories with you. The ones that are just observing and they're a little bit apathetic. They don't really care that much, which is probably the majority of the people that you know. And the third group, this is slightly more rare, but you have people who are rooting for your downfall. They are there to watch you fail. And so I would say for these 2 groups of people, the ones who are there to watch you fail and the ones who are just observing, that's why you need to work harder to succeed. That's why you need to sacrifice everything to succeed. And when you have everything that you want, whether it be fame, money, free time, 5 Lambos, a mansion, when you have these things, that is the biggest FU to these people. That is the best revenge that you can possibly have. The only revenge that you can have is success. Be so successful that these people fade into irrelevance and you don't even need to think about them. In fact, this video is the last time I'm going to be thinking about these people. They won't get any more invites to future barbecues. They won't get any more invites to my future wedding when that happens. They don't matter. And I would say, in terms of relationship advice, you need to have higher standards for the future potential partner that you pick. They should be loyal. Don't settle for someone who's disloyal. They should be kind, loving, they should support you, and they shouldn't be gold digging, they shouldn't be after you for money or whatever you know, I definitely know. I know that my girlfriend isn't with me for money because I don't have any at the moment. But when I get there, she's going to get to share in all the success that I have because she was with me from the start. You know, people who are with you from the start, they are worth everything. So I say don't give up on that. Keep improving yourself, keep bettering yourself, and then the right person will come along. Don't settle for any less than you deserve. And in terms of working, in terms of is life pointless, just for us to be born, work a 9 to 5 for 45 years, and then retire for 15 and then die, that doesn't have to be the life that you choose to live. That is the life that the government want us to live. That is the life that we are brainwashed into believing that society and the higher powers that be want us to live and want to keep us in the rat race, in the matrix. But I tell you that you don't have to live in it. You don't have to partake. You can escape. It's not going to be easy. Nothing worthwhile in life is ever easy. The first step is pulling the wool from your eyes, removing the plank from your eye so that you can see unrestricted, that there is more to life. And so I hope you found this video useful, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.